Sorry, I'm late, everyone. Sorry, I'm late. That's a lot of things to juggle in life. Hold on. Let me clean the camera. I don't know if it was really dirty, but it looked kind of dirty. My hair's like, oh, I know why my hair is feeling a little different today. Okay, I figured it out. Doing a little hair flip. For everyone in live. Doing a little this. Also, oh, I forgot to put, wonder if I can still do it. Can I put in the description? I can't put description things in the description, right? While I'm, nah, okay. Shoot, I edit. Oh, I can. Nice, YouTube. Nice feature. Hi, Isha. Hi, Edward. I was worried I got the, no, I'm sorry, I was a little late. I was setting up. And then I tried to like exercise before. That was probably not a good idea, that part. You know, you try to do all the things. You know how you try to do all the things. Look at my cute new little glass. Oops. Hold on. My cute little new glasses I got. Cheers, everybody. I spoke with you over the weekend. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you very much. Spoke with me over the weekend? How could you speak with me over the weekend? Oh, yeah. Yes. This is readings, though. Yeah, this isn't, I'm not going to go over people's abilities or any of that stuff. This is for people who want readings to explain to everyone. Intuitive readings are more focused. Yeah, I'm just going on about that. Hold on. Intuitive readings about you and questions you might have. If you are new to what I do, then these are intuitive readings on questions you might have about your life, specific questions. Okay, sure. Yeah, no problem. About your life and everything. Oh, hey, it's Lauren. Lauren, was that you? Did you message me on Instagram? Yes, I am. Is this you? Zalt body or first one here? Hi, Daniela. Lauren, did you message me on Instagram? Because I was late. I was like 5 minutes late. And a medium readings for those who want to connect with someone on the other side. I do mentorships, but mentorships are really have to know if someone really actually has abilities and it's a lifetime of thing. I think people think when you have an ability, you just kind of wake up and you have an ability, or if you see things and you have experiences and you've had paranormal experiences, does not necessarily mean you have an ability. Is this on backwards? Do I have this on backwards? Let's take a look. Oh, it's on backwards, everyone. Look, it has to have all the colorfulness. People who have paranormal experiences, feel free to write into my podcast, The House Medium, and I'll read your email on there, and I might have you on if it's a full story. If it's just like a couple of, isolated experiences, and it might be in the reader's room. But if you actually have had an experience and you want to kind of know what that meant, that's what my podcast is about, then you send in that email and I read it, put sound effects onto it, and then have you on to explain to you what I see happened. For those of you new to me, I've been reading professionally for 2 decades, over 2 decades. Um, this is something, I did a private event this weekend and people were, asking me about this. And it's something you have to hone for the rest of your life. People who do this work are dedicated for the rest of their life every day. That's for people who really want to do this for real, for real. It's not like the movies, it's not anything like what we see um, in media. It's very much more chill, meaning like it's more not fantastical as it is. You have a lot of interesting experiences. But those are the mentorships I do, but I do have to like usually I've read the person or people who have come to lots of my classes, or I've had a personal encounter with them, through readings and such, and I can see, how they if they see things, if they have a raw ability, then I'm willing to work with them. That's usually how I work. I have cat ears, headbands, and so we're both ready for Halloween. Yeah, to me, this is like very silly and fun compared to what my work is on the daily. Because, on the daily, I'm Halloween. Um, and I think that the problem with this type of stuff is that people just think people forget that when you're talking to the dead, you're talking to people who have had loss, serious loss, that are in a lot of pain, and you have to honor their pain. And there's a lot of grieving work. It's very heavy, serious work being a medium. So even doing psychic stuff is heavy, serious work, and there's a lot of ethical things that go into it. I know TikTok has a lot of yes, no, and people those aren't real readings. Those are people who can. It's not hard at times. It's always hard. It's always hard. What I mean is, it's always intense. These are people who lost people who died. These are people who have taken their lives. These are people who lost children. This is heavy, heavy work. And I think that people don't understand that. So that's why a lot of people in the 20 plus years I've been doing this, I have very few people who actually go on to do mediumship. Psychic stuff can be heavy too, but it's more, uh, uh, people have questions about their life and things like this, and that can be also heavy. So this isn't something anybody who's legit, I should say, worth anything their salt, who's the real deal, takes lightly. Those of us who do this in the real kind of way take it very, very seriously, and it's not a joke to us. It's not entertainment. It can be fun at times where there can be a lightness to it and we can add a lightness, but like I had said to someone who wanted me to do an event for them in the future, I said, I'm the real deal. People cry. It's a serious thing. People forget ghosts, which are more rare than spirits. Um, these are people who die. This is somebody's mother. This is someone's child. This is someone's spouse that they've known for 30 years. This is real deep guttural pain. So a lot of people don't want to do this work once they find out what it really is like. If you just want to float around and go, ooh, I talk to like, ooh, it's creepy, cruelly, whatever. That's not people I deal. That's not people I teach. So there are people who will do that, but that's not how I go about it. You're a strong spirit yourself to do this work. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think it just comes from you have to have a lot of empathy, a lot of compassion, and very much a lot of humility, meaning like this is not about you at all. And it's not like TV shows and movies and anything at all. It takes a lot of hard dedication and um this is, those of us who do this, it's because we really had no choice. Believe me, most people who do this don't go looking to do this. They go running from it and then eventually give into it. But today I'm doing intuitive readings and medium readings. As you can see, I'm doing intuitive readings for $15 donation, and the information is in my bio. You need to have a specific question you want to ask about. I don't do broad readings. I don't do readings like that are kind of like, what's going to happen to me this year, because the future is something that we all participate in. Every decision you make, everything you do kind of sets like a domino effect in how the future unfolds. So I do like people to have specific questions ready for me. One question, because these are mini readings. These are not my full length readings. And just to speaking on the mentorship, I don't mentor people unless I speak to them first. So I do like people to speak to me first about it. I forgot to say. And then a medium reading is connecting you with somebody who's passed on. You would pick one person, and you just let me know by your relationship to that person. If it's a relative or a friend, you would say what relative on what side of the family or what friend. You don't need to give me the name or the backstory. If I have Laura here, she's first on my list, and that's why I think she might be here, because she was on my Instagram going, where are you? I was 5 minutes late. I'm so sorry, everyone. Maybe it was almost 10 minutes late. Also, I'm really excited about my next podcast episode I have coming up. Hi, Lauren, you're here. Okay. No, you're Lauren. Are you from my last time I was here on Thursday? There was a Laura, I think. How do you send payment and how much? Yeah, like I said, I didn't pin it, but it's right here. Right there above. 15 for intuitive medium. No, please don't do any super chat, because I just don't. Not sure of my and other links are in the bio. Thank you, Victoria. Lauren, you're Lauren. There was a Laura last time. Hi, Lauren. I'm here. Thanks for. I had a Laura that was on here Thursday. No, I'm Jackie's friend from the workshop. You have to remind me. I'm so sorry. You have to remind me what you looked like. I don't remember names very well. I read like 4 or 5 people daily times that time, I meet so many people in readings. I'll remember if you remind me like something about you. I don't remember names. I don't connect to names, because I connect more to people's energy, their spirit. So names just kind of go out the door for me. But I'll remember things I told you or stuff about you. Yeah, like I don't remember names. Sorry. Just if you remind me something about you. I'm not going to remember that. Hi, Edward. I have you. I think people, it's just like, it's no offense to anybody. It's just that I read like so many people, and I do classes, I do lives, I do like videos, and I have a Patreon, and so it's no offense to anybody. It's just like names don't stick with me. Hi, I'm the Second Connection. Yes. Okay. Yes. Curly hair. Got it. And I don't remember Brooks either. So see what I mean? I'm not going to remember names. Nobody ever get offended, but I read so many people and meet so many people. You know what I mean? Like after 2 decades of being online and not being online for 2 decades and reading people in person. Yeah, it doesn't help you have so many people that probably show up once and then never again. That could be true too. That's true too, Edward. Well, I'll have people, Edward, that will call me and they're like, "You read for me before," and this isn't Lauren, but and I'll say, "When was that?" "Hi, Nicolette," and they're like, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even 2 years ago, even 6 months ago. I'm not going to, even 3 months ago. I'm not going to remember, even a week ago, maybe a week, maybe. Do you have any advice on from what type of guides type of readings? Huh? Do I have any? I don't really understand the question. Well, here's my belief on guides. I don't really talk to a guide in that way. A long time ago, I learned that it's part of a collective whole. And guides are only something people understand here because in this world, um, we understand separatism. So we understand like, oh, this is Joe, this is Tom, this is whoever. So they'll appear that way into you. So I'm not a channel. That's what intuitive reading is. Intuitive reading is what is that. So to be clear, like I think it's hard to explain, but I'm a seer, so I remote view. I see the past, present, future. I can see how things unfold if you ask me a specific question. It's kind of like I plug into the internet. Does that make sense? And I'll get the answer that you're asking for. Who is top of the summit? That's a cool name. Top of the summit. I'm just going to put top of summit. I have you on the list. Yeah, so I think that it's so weird when you've been reading for so long and you've seen how the internet boomed things and how much information and how much people put themselves out there as readers and how much that's changed. Hi, Top of Summit. Um, do you have a name or do you just want to be called TOS, Top of the Summit? Um, but yeah, when you're doing like an intuitive reading, when I'm doing an intuitive reading, I'm going to see. I'm a seer. I'm going to see. And that's the thing. I'm going to see naturally. That's what natural seers do. So I can see past time and space and it's tuning into the collective whole. I don't need someone telling me anything if that makes sense. Priscilla. Okay. Priscilla, why don't you go by that? It's such a pretty name. What, you want to be private? I mean, I don't blame you. The internet is a crazy, insane place. Hey, Nicolette. Um, where should we send our questions or do we type in the chat? You just type them here. It's your turn now, Edward. You're first. It's your turn now, Edward. Go for it. What's your question? Wait, yeah. You can go ahead and type it in here, but it needs to be a specific question about a specific topic because these are little mini readings. You want to know if mirrors are still dangerous? Why would a mirror be dangerous for you to use? Mirrors aren't dangerous, so I don't quite understand. You have to give me a little backstory of why you think a mirror is dangerous. It doesn't quite resonate with me. So I don't understand that question. Why are you thinking a mirror would be dangerous? When I was 14, actually, someone. Yeah, I my read on that is that that's kind of more of an emotional thing and a mental health thing, meaning like you might have been going through something at 14. Things don't come through mirrors. Like that, those types of things. So you can't summon something through a mirror. How do I put this? Mirrors can be used with spirits, sometimes use them to move through it, but demons and all that stuff is extremely rare. Let's put it this way. I have 2 decades of doing this. I've seen 2 ever. So it's a very rare thing. So my feeling is that maybe you were going through something yourself and that can happen where you mix up your intuition and your feelings and what you sense about things. I think people have to understand and be very careful to know that paranormal things, psychic things can sometimes blur the lines with our own, especially you were very young. That's a very young age where you go through a lot of emotional things. Um, so I'm sorry. I don't want you to be disappointed because sometimes people like this idea, but there's no like evil things coming through a mirror. Mirrors, can it be used where spirits can kind of use that as like a way to connect? It's true. That can be true, but it's not like it's my sense is not that's probably not what happened. You could have your own ability or kind of have some ways that you see things and then you get really scared because it feels like something like I'll give you example, Edward. When I was younger, I used to look in the mirror and see something looking back at me, and I used to be very afraid to look at mirrors. I was really freaked out. And then I realized what was looking back at me was kind of more me and my sight, and how I kind of was waking up to realizing that who I'm looking at isn't really connecting with me because in my spirit, the physical version of me isn't me. Does that make sense? Like I'm looking at myself going, who is that? Feels weird. Feels like something else is looking at me. And then I started to realize it was kind of just more my awareness, my awakeness to the other realm and kind of me. And once I started to realize that, it changed. So it could be also things. I'm not saying that's what's happening to you. What I'm saying, what I think is happening is you might have senses about things and kind of sense energy, and this is my sense about you, and you're compassionate and you're empathetic, and so you may be picking up on things, and then it kind of you could even pick up on other people's anger or other people's feelings. So looking in the mirror just kind of almost forces you to look at yourself. So it's a combination of psychological and a spiritual thing, meaning like this is my read on you, is that facing yourself is difficult. If I want a medium reading, do I ask for connection to that person? You have to ask for the specific person. So you would say, I want to speak to my grandmother on my mother's side, a friend, or I don't want the backstory or the name, and that's all you need to tell me. Yes, that makes sense. I was very dumb at 14, didn't understand how playing around was. No, I'm not saying that. You didn't summon anything with Bloody Mary. I'm not saying that. That doesn't it's not a thing. Just saying. And I left the bathroom feeling scared because it felt like something angry. Yeah, no. I think that's just more your own child fear. It's very common. You know what I mean? So it's kind of more you feeling afraid. And honestly, if you felt anything, it's the spirit world doesn't like being treated like a toy. And that might have been all you felt. Spirit world doesn't like being treated like a toy. But I hate to tell you this, but you're not going to summons anything saying Bloody Mary. The only things you're going to summons is childhood lore, just childhood lore. I think everybody has done that. Um, you're welcome, Lauren. Yeah. So, there's a lot of misinformation. No, that's perfectly fine. I just appreciate your honesty, and it's very reassuring. Yeah, I'm very blunt. Listen, you got to realize that there's something what I call the sexy sell, and that's people who want to sell you the fear. Like it's more in their benefit to sell you the fear, if that makes sense. Um, because if they sell you the fear, then people get kind of more excited about it. People get more into it. You know what I mean? They're like, "Ooh, wow, oh, this is happening." And then they're like, yes, you must be afraid when you go into the room and you knock 2 times. It's much easier to kind of like get that, you know, it, towards people. And who better yet to get afraid than children? So easy to scare kids. Super easy to scare children, right? Okay, so wanted to remind everybody, if you are in the Utah area, I forgot to say this, I'm coming to Utah And I'm going to be doing personal one-on-one readings from the 25th to the 27th. And I'm going to be doing a séance. And I have limited spots for both. I believe there's 16 personal, because I'm only reading for 3 days. So I'm only doing 16 personal readings. And then the seance right now has 19 seats. Now, here's my experience with Utah is that everybody's like very sleepy about it. And then all of a sudden it goes. So for anyone's rewatching, because there may not be anybody here in Utah, then, you know, try not to sleep on it, because this happens every time I go, and I've gone lots of times. Everyone waits, and the last minute everyone scrambles and they book, and then people want me to add dates, they want me to add slots, and I will not be adding anything to anything. This is it. Those are the dates, those are the slots. So make it very clear, because it happens every time. Happens every time. Um, that sounds like so many ghost hunting shows. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's how a lot of, it's what, like, it makes better TV to run around with their head cut off and what's that? What's this? What's that? I was watching the funniest thing, which I'm going to talk about on this episode. Um, do I give? Yes, you do have to give. You have to ask me, Wendy, the question you want to know. If you just saw me, I don't know if you saw me read this, Edward, but I'm going to read. Um, where are you? The summit, up the summit. Priscilla, Priscilla, you're next. You can go ahead and ask your question. So yeah, if you're getting an intuitive reading, then please ask a specific question after you've sent your donation. Please not super chat, because I don't really see a lot. I don't have a high profile YouTube channel. So anytime anybody puts anything in super chat, it may never get to me, or it may get to me like a year from now. I think it took a year last time. So I have in the descriptions where you can donate. Yes, you will ask a specific question, Wendy. Sure. I feel stagnant in my growth in the terms of spiritual gifts at the moment. Will I be doing spiritual? Yeah, so those are broad questions. That's kind of, so I just want to explain to everybody, the future isn't something that happens to you. We have to participate in it. It's not like I'm predicting, like, yes, you don't see this now, but you're going to be, you know what I mean? The different things you do and the different decisions you make. A spiritual career is a big stretch if you're not doing that now. You know what I mean? So are you doing anything in that now? Because like I was saying at the beginning of this, doing spiritual career, um, it's very difficult and takes a lot of dedication. And most people work a job and then work on building their abilities and honing them. And then you do them for free for a while. And it's a process. And so if you're doing, you need to kind of fill me in. Are you doing any of those things? Most readers I know worth their salt have read for free for at least a year while you're honing, while you're learning, and then they read while they're working another job. You know what I'm saying? So what are you doing right now to pursue that? That's the important question. So I'm not a believer in, like, yes, this is what, because I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe in fate. I've done some readings, but I'm not. Yeah. So it's going to take a long, long time. You're kind of far from it. You have to start working on it. It's something you have to learn and grow. It's not something you can just hope happens one day. You see what I mean? Because it sounds like you're kind of 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and that won't work. Someone just sent me something, but there's no name here. Oh, Wendy. I got you, Wendy. You know what I mean? So you can't sort of do this work. You have to, like, take classes, you have to read for people. Most of the time you got to read for like a year for free, and then you move into donations, and then after you move from the donations, you move to like maybe charging. You got to understand, reading people, if you're not on top of it and you're not accurate, no one's ever going to come back to you. People are very savvy today, and also people don't want to feel like they're being ripped off. So I feel like what's happening Is this is something you want to do, but you're not allowing yourself to really put the energy into it, or you don't feel comfortable doing that? Like, you can't wait for this to kind of happen. So if you're feeling stuck, then you got to start doing things, right? To um, kind of spark that fire in you again. So I feel like you're far from reading anything professionally. I think what's more important right now is you got to start getting inspired again, maybe taking classes, maybe learning, practicing. You got to start there, because it sounds like you just kind of have fallen away from it. Is that what you feel like? You just were kind of moving that direction and then got pulled into the mundane. Part of this path, you do get tested on how you're going to balance the mundane world and the reading world. You know what I mean? I feel like I need to hear that, a lot of that too. Yeah. I feel like certain things in my environment hindering me. I know, I can see that. That's why I'm pushing you. I'm tough, but I'm very compassionate. But I will push people, because I don't want to mislead anybody. I don't want to give you all the sugar and spice and not make you feel. You got to kind of claim it. So if people around you aren't supporting what you do, then you can do things like, learn on the down low and kind of go and practice with some friends, and then maybe practice with some strangers on the phone. I read for free for people for a year and a half, and none of my family knew. And then I read professionally for a year, and none of my family knew. I didn't tell anyone. I was in the broom closet, right? So I understand when you're kind of in that place, when you're like, I know I want to go through that door. So I'm pushing you through that door. I have videos for free. I have a Patreon where I have classes on there for people. There are plenty of places you can learn, but there's also oh, Lauren, you have to donate, and that's how you get on the list. So the donation is in pinned, and the information's in the description, and then you will get on the list. So that's how it works. Exactly. I'm in the closet. Yeah. So when you're in the closet, and what the donation cost is pinned and in the description, or someone here can tell you. When you're in the closet, then you're not alone. It's understandable. So there's other ways you can do, because I can feel like your fear, and that's what's sad about it, because you're afraid to be yourself. And it's okay. You're not alone in that. There's a whole online community of people. I mean, a lot of them are a little cuckoo, so be careful. But I'm saying, like, that's why I started a Patreon, because I wanted people to talk to each other. But even if you don't do that, you could like just do you read tarot? Let's say you're reading tarot cards. You can go to like a park and do them yourself. Find a friend to practice on. Find like, people love to hear about themselves. So there's little ways you can inch out of the closet for yourself. You don't have to tell people what you're doing, because honestly, people won't care. Don't ask a question from Adela unless you're ready to hear about yourself. And she's always right. I don't know if I'm always right, but I will always tell you the truth. And I've learned I have a reputation for that. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. But yeah, but I feel like what you need to do is, people love to hear about such an accurate statement. Yeah, it's never hard to practice on people. If you say to someone, I'm just going to do a little reading for you, they're going to be like, cool. Let me tell you how much I have to get people to stop wanting me to read them. You know what I mean? Like sitting at a table at a dinner, or sitting, wherever. Just letting everybody know as I'm finishing up. Wendy, why don't you go ahead and put your question in? because I'm looking at the time. I'm going to be on here. I forgot to say this, for an hour. I was a little bit late. So we have about a half hour, um, give and take some time before I close the list. No, Tara, I read energy and past loved ones. Okay, yeah, well, there's something you have to really, really hone then. Those two things are very delicate. And so you got to really hone it, you know. And so in order to hone it, you have to at least come, you know, and at least practice. You know, you got to practice, you got to like learn, you got to grow. You don't have to tell people right away. You can tell people when you're ready, but you can't wait for the magic moment to happen where you're like, oh, I guess I'm reading, because then you'll never do it. You'll never do it. It isn't, this is part of the rite of passage of doing this work. We all have had to do it. Anybody I know worth their salt has had the moment where they're like, yeah, I had to realize and succumb to that this was going to be my path. And then I had to tell people, and then people gave me sideways looks, and it's part of the path. Okay, where's Wendy? Where's my Wendy? Well, you're not my Wendy, but Wendy, if you want to ask a specific question about, so if you're going to do an intuitive reading, you would ask a specific question. So let's say it's about, you welcome, no problem. Should I pursue the current career path I have started, and should I take time off work in completely different field work just for an income? Can you be a little more specific? And I can answer probably this question. First of all, what is your work, and what type of work do you want to do? This is a big question for a little mini reading. These are usually a little, you know, because there's two parts to it. And those are usually on my one-on-one readings, but I think I can answer it. But if you can just narrow it down and be a little more specific, because when it comes to your work, I'm going to see how the world is going. Does that make sense? And the field of work, I foresee how that might be changing, or what direction that field of work is going. And that tells me a lot more than just only your particular path. So what is it that you're doing now? And what is it you're thinking of doing? So this is the thing, when it comes to decisions we make in our life, you have to remember that the world is changing. The direction and the fields of work that you might be in might be changing. So I like to look, and I can see different fields of work are changing. I want to do a CEO job, but I'm wondering if I need to work at Walmart while I'm honing in on my skill. What's a CEO job? What is that? I mean, SEO job. I don't know what an SEO job is. Search engine optimization. Thanks, Wendy. Do you think I would have known that? She's like, I'm going to be an SEO. Like, what? Thank you. Okay, I want to do a CEO job, but I wonder if I need to work like at Walmart. Are you working at Walmart right now? Is that what you're saying? I'm so glad you explained it, because I wasn't going to pretend like I knew what that was. Okay, first of all, let's start with the first thing. Just don't assume we're all like, you know, in that world. But I will say that going into that field, search engine optimization, so that would kind of include AI, right, Wendy? So because that would be the future of CEO, right? No, just substituting school at school. Oh, you're doing substituting. And so you're wondering if you should leave substitution. Because I was like, that makes more sense, because I just didn't see you at Walmart. So you're wondering if you should leave that, go to Walmart, and then hone your skills, right? That's what you're saying. Okay, here's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that type of work, is AI is going to be a big part of it because search engines and stuff are going to change more into the AI world. My feeling is this. I can't, there's two. Okay, let's look at the two paths. Okay, Wendy. One, if you stay at Walmart, then there's a part of you that just likes the fact that you just clock in, you do your work, you go home, and then you can like hone like your skills and what you want to really be doing. And the part of you just kind of likes that. You're like, I don't have to really be too tuned in or too dialed into the work I'm doing. When you're doing teaching, it takes so much of your energy. So part of me looks and goes, okay, she will like that. She'll like that she can just focus on that. The only downside is that, the money may not be the same. You may not make quite the same that you were making. But I get the feeling you would make it work. That's my sense about you. You're the type of person that will be like, I'll make it work somehow. If you go the other path and you stay substituting, my fear for you, I'm not my fear, but what I foresee is that you'll get too comfortable and then you'll start to kind of rationalize going, it's not so bad. Substitute teaching is kind of nice. It's not too bad. Ugh, yeah. Okay, thanks, Lauren. I did try to explain to everybody not to do super chat, but it's okay. I'll take it because I won't get that for like a year. So that's why I thought I tried to explain that, but that's okay. So where's Wendy? Oh yeah. So I mean, I'll go ahead and do it, but just for everyone know, that's why I was explaining and I pinned. I probably should have been more clear, but like I don't make enough on YouTube. They don't give it to you until you reach a certain amount. So that's why I had explained earlier, but that's okay. Yeah, it's at work. It's a work that AI with help with it, but people still need to be a part of it. Yeah. No, I'm saying like AI would become like the new type of search engine. So what I'm saying is that I feel that if you it's okay, no worries. I feel that here's what I feel. This is your choice. If you go and stay a substitute, you're going to get too comfortable, you're going to get too relaxed, and you're going to stay in doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you'll stay doing that, the substitute work. If you go to Walmart, it's going to push you a little harder to really do it. That's what I feel. Because I know financially, my read on you is you'll make it work. You'll find a way to make it work. So I would say to you, I'm not telling you what to do, but I would encourage you to go the Walmart way. Okay? Because I feel like it's going to push you more. You're going to get too comfortable in the substitute teaching, and I don't feel like you'll pursue what you really want to pursue. Yeah, let me just kind of make it clear that I don't no super chat because I don't get it for like a year for people in the future. The thing about super chat is that they only release it to you after you reach a certain amount of money, and I'm not a big YouTuber, so it will take like a year before I even get so I just gave up on it. But it's okay. I understand completely. Thanks so much. Yeah, so that's what I feel. I know it might be scary, but I do foresee that would, and like I said, this is a little mini reading. In a longer reading, I would get into more details about everything like that. Okay, everybody. I kind of had the same feeling because I relate to the kids a lot. I know. That's what I'm saying. I kind of feel like you're going to like it and you're going to go, yeah, this is kind of cool. I kind of like this. Maybe it's not so bad. I can just continue to do it. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, 2 years has passed. So the Walmart thing kind of almost makes you uncomfortable enough to push you. You see what I mean? Okay, Lauren, you can go ahead and write in. This is everybody, just so you know, I'm going to be closing the list. And again, please donate in the apps, in the places I listed in the description where I let people know where to donate. And I will keep the list open for another 15 minutes, and then it's going to be closed. Okay, Lauren, you can tell me who you would like to connect to by your relationship to that person. So, in other words, you would say what side of the family. If it's a family member, I don't want the backstory or their name or any of that stuff. Just say, like, my grandmother, my mother's side, a friend, or something like that, or whoever the person is. And then I will start the reading with having them convey to me how they passed, and then details and stuff about confirmations they'd like to give me. Is your friend a male or female? Thanks, Wendy. I appreciate it. Male. Okay. Okay. Okay, so since you're new to what I do, just let me get the information out. Let me have them tell me the things they need to tell me before you jump in and confirm it. Okay, so he's going to start with telling me how he passed, but don't feel like you need to be silent. You can say things to me about, like yay or nay or something like this, but I just tell people you don't have to confirm it. Okay. Everybody else, just I wanted to say hello who's in here. If you're in here and you haven't said hello to me, you better say hello. Let me know if I have any of my Utah peeps in here. Are you coming? Before I start Lauren's reading, also, I added a second date for my Burbank seance, and it sold out. And I asked everyone if I should do a third date, and no one said yes. So I guess I'm not going to do a third date. Hi, Deal, just eating dinner. Hi, Anahit. Because I asked everybody if I should add a third date. It's more of an intimate seance with just 6 people, and it'll be in Burbank. I've been listening. It's Monica. Hi, Monica. I'm very sad I can't go. I live too far away to visit Burbank. I'm sorry, Edward. Where do you live? But yeah, so I was like, do you guys want me to do a third date? Did I hear from anybody? No. So I was like, should I do it? Yes, it's kind of far. Colorado would be far, Edward. I wouldn't dare ask you to come all the way from Colorado. Definitely not. But I didn't hear back from anybody, so I guess it's not. Okay, you know what's bothering me? And then we're reading you, Lauren, I promise. I put, you know how she'll understand because she has curly hair. I put oil in my hair, forgot about it, that you need to wash it out. And I'm like, why is my hair so straight? That's why. Me too. I was just looking up tickets from Indiana. Shut up, Wendy. Maybe around Christmas time you do 3 days of seances. No, that's not the time. Where are you getting 3 days of seances at Christmas? I don't know. People aren't thinking of doing that at Christmas. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, let's get to Lauren's reading because she's waiting patiently. Here we go, Lauren. You guys continue to chat. 12 days of Christmas seance. Oh my God, like an Advent seance calendar. Okay. Okay, I hear the person more, Lauren, than I saw them. Um, and he's saying that he's very excited. Yeah, but we don't call ghosts, we call them spirits. I'll explain that because these are people. Anyway, so he's very excited. He's saying that he's been trying to connect with you some time. He kind of like, it took a minute though. I heard him more than I saw him at first. He's saying that his passing was something that could have been prevented but wasn't. In other words, he knew that it was going to happen. Um, but he wasn't sure. He felt like he had more time. He felt like things were uh like it moved a lot quicker than he had planned. So the feeling I have um that I have from him is almost kind of like a disappointment. That's the best way I could describe it. Because he's saying that he felt like he was preparing himself for this to happen, but he definitely felt like he had more time and everything just kind of rapidly sped up. That's the best word I can describe. He's saying that everything just kind of like went a lot quicker. And he is talking about, and he just kind of has like a really good positive energy. That's the best way I could describe it. Like he's really playful, he's really fun, he's really smart. Um, he has a gentleness to him, but it was like he keeps talking about the vulnerability and the weakness at the end. In other words, like feeling like he had to rely on people was very difficult. And this is where you could talk back to me because confirmation really helps me to know if this makes sense. The first thing that he's kind of showing me is that he's kind of spinning around and saying everything just kind of, spun out of control. And that's the best way I could describe it. Um, because it's like this feeling that I feel like I'm trying to be positive. Yes, I understand. Okay. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to believe everything's going to be okay. And then all of a sudden it just goes to shit. And that's the sadness I feel for him. You know what I mean? Like it just it's like when someone has a lot of hope. He does say that he did believe in something would happen after he passed. He did believe he would go somewhere, but he had no idea that it was still so much more alive. Like he's in this other city, he's living this other life. It's very vibrant. It's very like moving. Like he says, it's a city, it's a way of life. I just don't have to adhere to the physical world. With that said, it's kind of funny. He keeps showing me like an old world, you know what I mean? Like he's showing me like, oh, it's almost like you can just like be at peace and think about your life and think about how you lived. He didn't expect that. He thought that he thought maybe it would be a lot more boring. That's the best description I can give. Can you explain about his passing? And okay, I got one last Christy, and then after Christy, the we met and then soon he was gone. It was very special, and I'm grateful I've connected to him. Is our relationship karmic? Um, I don't believe in preordained relationships. But what I can say, like, I don't believe things are preordained. But what I can say that he believes is that your two energies were just pulled to each other and attracted to each other, and you connected, you know, and that type of thing. So he's just saying we were able to have a nice connection with each other and, at the right time, but he says our energies kind of matched. So I could see why he took so long to connect because you don't know him very well. And usually these types of readings are for people who really had really knew somebody. How long are you going to be, Blueberry? because I'm going to be closing the list soon. I kind of have a schedule. Um, so, um, so, so I can understand why he kind of took a minute, because I felt like he was like, didn't mean to, I've connected with him. I feel, yeah, he says it's not really him. To be honest, that's not him. He says he's doesn't have that pull, like intimate connection. So to be honest, even when you first asked to talk to him, um, yeah, I'm doing readings on donations, everybody, and the donations are in the description. No super chat, just the donations that I've listed in the description. Oh, sorry, Mountain Reed, you donated. Sorry, I put you on. Yeah, I'm trying to do too many things at once. I apologize, everyone. It's not easy. I got you, Christy. This is what happens when you guys have usernames that are not your real names. Okay. Yeah, he's saying that it wasn't really him because, to be honest, when I first connected with him, he took a very long time. And he was like, "Oh, I'm here. Oh, I'm here." Like, it was kind of like, "Oh, me? Okay, sure." Like, you know, he doesn't really know you very well, so he doesn't want to get into anything personal. Usually in medium readings, they're very like, people have a lot. It's like visiting with someone and they have a lot to say, and they have, you know, stuff they want to go over about their whole life and things like that. You know what I mean? So he's just kind of coming to connect with you, saying he appreciates the connection. It was lovely and things like this. I don't get names. I I don't get names on purpose. I don't really, I get people's essence. And I've been doing this a long time. So I kind of know when someone's apprehensive of connecting. And I know I just kind of don't like getting tested in my readings. You know what I mean? So I can hear him. And to be honest, medium readings are really for people who like really miss somebody and they were really close to somebody. So I can tell you that the reason why, I know what I'm hearing is correct is because he didn't really know you very well. And he described, other things, yeah, about himself. It doesn't work like that. And it's why it's really hard if people aren't really familiar with what I do. But I can tell you that just because when people die, when they connect in a medium reading, and this is for everyone to know, for me, a medium reading, it's usually people who really were close to someone and they really miss someone and they really want to have a conversation. And he just came across very lovely, very kind. He's very intelligent. He's very well versed, but he didn't feel like what I normally feel from someone, which is like I'm rushing to like connect with you. You know what I mean? Because I feel like he didn't know you very well. So for him, it was just like a thank you very much, and I appreciate it. But he has a lot of family and other people that he connects with. I can hear him, and this is what he's saying. And he says he appreciates the music, and he appreciates the art, and he appreciates all the things that you do to kind of connect with him and how you connect with him. But it's not really him rushing to connect with you because he didn't know you very much. So when people die, they're really looking to connect with their family and the people that really, really knew them, because they're learning about their life and the things they could have done and the things that they learned, the lessons they learned. You know what I mean? So, well, I feel like you might want to dig a little bit deeper into your family. So I can't really say all that in these little mini readings right here, but and you can't just throw questions at me, Blueberry. I'm reading somebody. You got to wait your turn. I'm reading somebody right now. Um and then I have someone after her, and the list is now closed. So I'm reading Christy, and then you have to wait your turn. Um, so my feeling, I can't tell you all this, in this little mini reading, but I feel like the person you're connecting to looks more like a man on your father's side. Um, so you know, just respect the chat. And when I'm reading someone, that's what I ask for people to do, is respect the chat, because this is Lauren's turn and I'm trying to, finish with her. You know better. So yeah. So I feel like the person that is more really I got and I can leave you with was someone on your father's side. I don't see that. This guy took a while to connect, and usually when people do that, it's because they're a little bit like weirded out about connecting. So now it, excuse me, makes sense as to why he was weirded out about connecting. You know what I mean? Because he didn't really know, not weirded out, but he was just like, oh, okay, me? Okay, sure. So maybe think on that, and what I want everyone to know is that when people pass, um, they definitely, they grow, they learn, they evolve, they live a whole life there. So they're not as focused on us as we think they are. And the people who are focused on you are the people who want to help you. So is there anyone on your father's side you could think of? I That's what I saw. It felt more like a father figure who's trying to connect and solve and resolve things and heal things with you. So maybe just think on that, and we'll see. But that's just what I get. But people could take it or leave it. That's just what I see. Okay, Christy. Let me see. I think Christy said, oops, sorry. Thanks so much. I'm Christy. Yeah. Okay. What'd you say? You told me. Thanks, Adela. When it's my turn, I like to connect to my grandpa on my dad's side. Okay. Your grandpa on your dad's side. Okay. Here we go. Grandpa on your dad's side. Okay. See, now here's the difference. Just in case everyone's watching, not just Lauren, right away, I see him. He's very excited. He kind of, for some reason, is dressed in a very kind of business casual attire. I don't know why. Blue shirt with stripes, and he purposely wants to wear blue and white, in a belt and some gray pants. Anyway, he talks about his passing. He says he was very prepared for his passing. He knew he was going to pass. He was ready for this. He was kind of um, preparing himself for it. He says that he like allowed himself to um kind of say goodbye, give, kind of leave this world in a way that felt more comfortable for him. So in other words, he was able to let go and move on because he felt like he resolved everything he needed to resolve. He is kind of showing me like a heavy breathing in the chest. I almost feel like I can't breathe, like it's convoluted or something like this. And he's saying that he like created a list. Did he leave a will? And was there like something about his will or something like this? Or something about things that he left for people or things that he passed on to people or something like that? Because it does seem like he's very concerned about the things that everybody's talking about, like his stuff or will stuff or something like that. He says that you don't need to worry about him because he was very much prepared for this. And he has a very, and are you there? If you can talk back to me, Christy, it would help because I want to know if this makes sense to you. He has a very hearty laugh and he has a lot of energy. Like it's very, I want to say it's just like a bigger than life energy. That's the best way I could describe it. And he kind of like took me to this. I want to say like it looks like a hotel, and he's showing me like people went on a trip. He's going on to a lot of things. But are you there, Christy? Hello, is this mic on? I do need to know if this makes sense to you or not, because it's hard to read when there's nobody talking back to you. Um, But anyway, he says that he something about everyone should resolve the things because they haven't been resolving it. And he has had a hard time getting to people to hear him. So I don't know if Christy's here. Did Christy leave? You are here, right? I'm not familiar with his will, but I'll ask my dad. Well, it's kind of like things have been. Do you know about the family? And can you like confirm the stuff he's talking about, how he passed and all that kind of stuff? And it's kind of like stuff to do you know if the family's having like a disagreement of what to do with certain things? Because that's what he's referring to. And all of a sudden, he's talking about, yes, he has a very happy, bouncy laugh, but about his passing as well. He is also showing me like trees and the outside. And he's talking about this rural, like the rural area that he prefers most of the time. Um, so about his passing, sorry, I think that this may be delayed a little bit. Okay, that's okay. I hate that. I hate when that happens. Um, yeah, so and he's also talking about feel the outdoors and everything like this and the outside for some reason. Like he's showing me like a rural area and this is where he preferred. Do you know a lot about him? Do you know enough about his life? Because this is the thing with medium readings that I prefer. Yeah, because now all of a sudden I'm seeing like a bird. I'm seeing oh, he's talking about like paradise and wanting to be in paradise and something like this. Because he's very much talking about the outside and nature and things like this. So I don't know. I think we're having a delay. It's very delayed. So I guess I will leave this with you and hopefully you'll start to answer it. He is talking about something about coming up in the future. Hold on. Something that's to remember him more in the month of May, June. Something about May, June. Is there something happening in May, June? Yeah, because he's referring to something about May, June. Anyway, I think I'll have to wait till she can talk back because it's really, really hard to read people if you can't talk back to me. Um, so hopefully she'll come back on. Let's see. Let's see. Blueberry, what was your question, Sebastian? Does a guy I know at my gym named Noah feel love romantic? Oh my gosh. Sebastian, you can't keep falling in love with every person you meet. Like you can't, I have to, he passed from, complications from a surgery that was his colon, I think. Do you know about his passing? Do you know stuff about him? Because what he was showing to me, like I had a hard time breathing. Do you know anything about it? I always want to make sure everyone knows if you're going to get a medium reading, you have to know things about the person. So enough to confirm. You know what I mean? To confirm. Because this feels like at the end, I cannot breathe. I feel like all of a sudden, was he on life support or something? And it's so delayed that I'm so sorry that it's delayed, but it makes it so hard and I'm already over time. So I'm having a hard I have to be going soon. So hopefully you'll have to answer as we go. Yes, he and my dad are both farmers in Ontario, loved working. Okay. Okay. So he is saying something about May, June, and I'm just going to have to throw it at you and you're just going to have to let it go because the chat's closed. I mean, the list is closed. I'm already over time. I have to get going for other things I have to do. I had like an allotted time and I'm so sorry the chat's delayed and I have to get to this next reading and end it tonight. But the thing is that he's saying that this is how it's like for him there, that he has the peace, he has the paradise, he loves the nature, he loves everything. And he said that he's young again. And he says, like, please tell your dad to tell the family to stop fighting over the things. I don't know, maybe you'll know, but he was very specific about that. And he says he will be around in May, June. And I'm just going to have to let you go now because it's just taking too long to go back and forth and I have to get going. Sebastian, as far as your question goes, I feel like you're just meeting someone, you just see someone and then you want to be with them. I don't see this. I feel like this is a bad road you're going down. You need to be connecting with people you actually have a connection with. But let me know. Maybe update us, Christy, that would be great. That all sounds like him. Thank you. Sorry the chat's so delayed. It's so frustrating when it's delayed because I feel like I'm just talking into the void and I don't know if you hear me. And then you are trying to talk back to me. I hate it. I hate the delay. Just saying. I hate the delay. Okay. Sebastian, aka Blueberry, you have to stop trying to fall in love with every goddamn person you see. I feel like this person has no idea. No, they are not thinking about you in that way. They're just there doing their thing. So sometimes you could press forward to get rid of the delay. And so me, I can't press forward. But so you have to meet people that you are actually having a connection with, that you're actually having something with. You can't just like go to a gym, see someone. He is not thinking of you. He has no idea that you're thinking of him. This is not something, this is more kind of only on your side and a little bit only in your head. I hate to say it like this, but it is true. Oops, sorry, I hit the thing. You hear me, Sebastian? Did you hear me? Okay. Yes. So I feel like you put these things onto people and you can't do that. You can't just go, "Oh, I saw someone and now it doesn't work like that." You have to meet people and talk to people and connect with people and then grow something. You can't just go to the gym and see someone and hope you're going to like get married. It's like screwing with you. Like it's messing with your head. And so, no, he has no idea. He's just going to the gym. I just don't see it. Do you understand? Does everybody understand here? Does everybody understand this about love? We have to actually connect to people, everyone. You can't just see people and then look at them from a far away and then decide that's it. I guess we're getting married. I mean, unfortunately, you guys don't want to like get to know people. Married. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Because I don't understand this. I get these questions all the time, and a person's like, I don't know them. I don't know anything about them. I saw them once, and I just want to know if this is the. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Although, I mean, I did meet someone who might have this ability to know how to match people. I'll let you guys know because I might have her on my podcast. Mm. This has those like beads. You know those beads? Like boba beads. I'm getting used to them. You know that these live streams are antisocial stage 5 clingers. We do this every time. I just want to be a part of a symphony. Symphony. Hey, Lizzy's finding people. What's your secret, Sebastian? I know this is the thing. I'm going to push my little introverted. I don't feel like Sebastian's so introverted though. Just saying. Just just saying. I don't think Sebastian is like as introverted as you think. He's off running around meeting people. I know we have all our little introverts in this space, and that's why you guys come online and you watch streamings and you talk to each other online, but I'm going to push you outside of that. Obviously not if he's finding people constantly. Exactly. He's just going places. Magic. Yeah, it's not magic, Sebastian. This is what happens, though. I hate to call you out, Sebastian, but I have to call you out. Sebastian meets people for the first time, and then he decides he's going to marry him. I mean, that's kind of Sebastian's MO. He meets people, and then he goes, I'm going to marry them. You've met him? Oh, you know him? How much do you know him? Like, I want to know. Do you know his last name? Do you know where he grew up? Do you know his favorite color? Do you? No. So, what do you know? Sebastian, at least have dinner first. Exactly, Sebastian. Did you swipe your gym card and then go into the gym, and then you both are on the treadmill together, and you know what time he goes on the treadmill? We know he's at the gym, right? I mean, yep. He's like, I know him. We went on the treadmill at the same time, Adela. I know that he wears purple shoes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, Christy, I hope that you can get some of those confirmations. Um, the thing about medium readings is that, just to remind everybody, confirmations is key. I know people always, I purposely don't get people's names because people can Google names. So I train myself not to get names. I get people's essence, things they want to say. But if people like to describe things about themselves, how they grew up, that's more important. That's why when Google came out, I trained myself to not look for those things, to look for more like conversations, intimate conversations, and things like this. They reach for the same dumbbell and their hands touched, and fireworks go off in the background. Oh, all right. Well, I am over time. I do have to get going. Thank you guys for joining me. I will be coming on Sundays and Thursdays. As you can see, I'm getting much better at letting you guys know when I'm on here. Um, for my Burbank peeps, if you want me to add a seance date, let me know. For my Utah peeps, I'll be in Utah October 25th to the 27th. Is it the 25th? I keep feeling like I'm doing the 25th, 26th, 27th. I'm reading all 3 of those days, and I'm doing a seance. So I'm very excited to be going back to Utah. I'm even checking out The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I'm like, I know how Utah works. This is kind of weird that there's all these reality shows in Utah, because I almost did a reality show in Utah. I had this idea first. Anyway, okay, everyone, thank you so much. And don't forget to check out the next episode. I'm going to be having 2 really awesome guests on. They're going to talk about the Day of the Dead. Good night. Thank you so much for all your content and resources. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Hopefully I can get a reading from you. Get a reading in Utah. You love Utah? Are you in Utah? Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much. Oh no, you mean a reading? No. Okay. Okay. Okay, Derek. Sorry. He's like, no, I'm not in Utah. Your daughter is. Oh, okay. Wish me on my marriage with him. Okay. Everybody send wishes for Sebastian to marry his gym mate. Why do people keep meeting people in the gym? Thank you. Have a good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Nicolette. We want Nicolette's going to be in here, be coming to my seance in Burbank sometime when she moves here. Good night and have a great week. You too, Angelique. Oh, there's Angelique. Hello, Angelique. Yes. Okay. So, anyway, thank you all for joining. Don't forget to check out the latest and my Patreon peeps. Go check stuff out. Go check out my classes. Go check out the Q&A that I sent you. I do a lot of stuff, okay? I don't know what to tell you. I try to put all the stuff out there. I love hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much. Sorry I was late. I shouldn't have worked out before this for this because I think it screwed up my whole thing. Just goes to show you. See, maybe I should um learn to just chill. Looks like Sebastian was running from the gym too. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Follow yourself, follow no one, listen to your voice. See you soon.